college. And the topic that was given to me for today, the 29th of March, was multidisciplinary research and dealing with qualitative and quantitative research, to which I'm responding in a short presentation. So I am putting together a short discussion on multidisciplinary, qualitative and quantitative. And we cannot forget mixed method is just a combo of the two, research. And just a briefer, everyone knows that there are two major types of research, qualitative and quantitative. And also in terms of disciplines, we have the distinction between disciplinary, multidisciplinary, and interdisciplinary, all of which are a little bit different from one another. And we can divide the topics into qualitative and quantitative, and each of which will also be dealt with in the natural and applied sciences, the social and applied social sciences, and in the humanities. Applied natural sciences will be like medicine and nursing and engineering. And we have, for the applied social sciences, will be like social work, criminology. And for humanities, we have everything from English literature to art history to performing arts. So between qualitative and quantitative, sometimes people mix the two, following different traditions and requirements when conducting research. So we have the alphanumeric division of research and the disciplinal division of research. And although they are different, it doesn't mean we cannot combine one or the other in different ways. And there are very different ways by which we can combine the different types of disciplines. When we do disciplinary research, each discipline is a separate box. We don't deal and we don't care about the other fields. And you are focusing in depth with the understanding of one given phenomenon, like in the natural sciences. And an example would be study of genetics in the natural sciences, in political science, voting behavior, in the cities and in the villages, and humanities, the analysis of Shakespeare in terms of the issues of love or mortality. But when we do multidisciplinary research, we have different fields which are working together, but not as one, but working together. You have one field in economics, another field, for example, in political science, and another field in communication. You work together, but you still have your own specialization. And another example is an expert in biology can work with an expert in chemistry, and you have biochem. What chemical elements are necessary for the human functioning, for human health, for treating cancer? So you're combining both, and sometimes you have pharmacology as a result of working with the separate fields of the pure sciences, natural sciences, and the applied sciences. But when you do multidisciplinary research, you are working together, and sometimes you can combine the natural sciences with the social sciences, and even literature or anthropology. There's no prohibition of working across the different fields. It depends on what you want to do. And for example, in the social sciences, psychology, urban planning, and economics can work together to look at what are we doing to the cities. Are we taking away the areas where poor people live and telling them to go out of the city and then building new apartment buildings or flats for the rich? Then you're looking at different fields, the psychology of it, the economics of it, and the city planning, the zoning of the cities. And in interdisciplinary research, it's a little different. You are looking at the combination really of two, not as separate entities, but as the union of two. disciplines, which are very necessary. To have life, perhaps we need carbon, now we need magnesium, potassium. So those are chemistry. But to maintain water in our body, we have to have some elements of sodium chloride, potassium, magnesium, for example. So biochem is the real merger. Within our body, we are biological entities with chemicals in our body, but we also are guided by movements. That's physics. So we are, in fact, three in one as human beings. Okay. In the field of medicine, if somebody had an accident, car accident, motorcycle accident, or in a war situation, sometimes your limbs have to be cut. So to give you mobility, we need to have some robotics, which is in the field of mechanical engineering. So mechanical engineers have to work with doctors who would know anatomy and how well we can create robotics so that people can have artificial arms and limbs to function. So that is really interdisciplinary in action. And you also have people who are working in different fields, education, peace, politics. It's not the separateness, which is in multidisciplinary. In interdisciplinary, it's the unity. It's a little different. For example, to study climate change, we have to look at ecology is the science of the study of nature, which is wrongly used every time when people say, I want to be ecological. They mean I want to be environmentally friendly, because environment is a common term. Ecology is a scientific term of the study of the processes, the water cycle, and so on and so forth. And you need public health. If there is a change in temperature, in the amount of pollutants in the air, then that will affect human health. So you need public health, which is applied biology and chemistry in the social field. And you need public policy to make laws. So this is combining different fields together so that you have a proper approach to climate change. And one very famous author in the social sciences would be Paulo Freire from Brazil. He is able to combine religion, science, and philosophy. Although he's a Christian, he's also deeply embedded in philosophy, and he's able to combine the two by using some existentialist and phenomenological authors, Gabriel Marcel, and then Jacques Maritain, Martin Luther King, and Reynold Niebuhr. So these are people who were able to merge religion and philosophy. But Paulo Freire is also scientific. He uses the materialist point of view, and he says that things change. Just like nature, nothing is permanent, and he uses the scientific method. So one person who can actually do all of these all at once is Paulo Freire, among other authors. This is just one example. And right now, we have the issue of transhumanism. So human beings were biological entities, but maybe Elon Musk want to put some chips in our brain so that we're connected all the time 24/7 to the computer, and we can see things, we can be projected to the computer and be analyzed. And then we might need some super limbs, super arms, and superpower, which can be done with artificial intelligence through computer science with the computer languages, Python, and all of those. But then you need computer engineering to do the robotics part, which is from the AI language part, but medical engineering will be the physical part. But then we have to bring in people from humanities, philosophy. Is this good? Is this bad? Is this what we want human beings to be? That's why in robotics and AI, philosophers are deeply involved in the discussion of transhumanism. The same with NASA. You need archaeologists who have to know once we go to the moon or Mars, they will study the rocks and are there some ancient structures there built by some former residents who are there, or maybe they are there still. Chemistry, we always look at Is there sulfur dioxide there? Is there nitrogen? Or are there toxic fumes? Or there more carbon dioxide and not enough oxygen? So you need chemists to do that and engineers to build the engine and the crafts and the things that will be used to fly and to be mobile around um, Mars or the moon. And health sciences for the people who go there. How will people survive going to the moon? That's why you need exercise and so on. And nutrition, how would you bring food and water? They recycle urine. You drink your urine and they filter it. And you drink back the urine because you don't have water while you're flying. And you have to check all of these physics, the movement, what will happen to your body mass if you're not moving around. And psychology, will people go crazy, want to commit suicide, just destroy the aircraft because they are claustrophobic? So NASA has to work with all kinds of people all the time. Okay, so you look at all of these are different aspects of research. So put everything together. You have the numbers when you do research, quality, quantity, or mixed methods. The types: natural science, social science, applied natural science, applied social science, humanities, and monodisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and interdisciplinary. My example, I always talk about what I actually do, not just on the abstract level. I've written a multidisciplinary research for the Consortium on Global Education 2021 in the US in the conference proceedings. It's indigenous peoples of the Adivasi, conflicts, and peace building. Okay, with another co-author. And then this is in the journal. We further developed it with another author. I am in the field of political science education. She is in the field of theology. Very different fields, different ways of looking at things, but we were able to write a paper together, 2022. And then you have background on education, background political science, background theology, writing a paper on peace studies. And then in 2023, I co-authored with 3 other professors, 2 in communication, 1 in economics, and me in peace studies, political science, and education. NIDA is the most prestigious institution in Thailand with the most number of PhD in one place. So this was in Bangkok, and we presented our findings there, our paper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So different fields that we have, we're able to produce a research. In 2023, this was a paper we presented in Bangkok, which was mixed method, multidisciplinary research, subjected to face-to-face peer critique. And they're very direct and say what's right and wrong with your paper. It's not, we are all friends and we're all in nirvana in heaven. It's a real academic endeavor with real critique on how to improve your paper. And June 2024, we are writing a paper together, this mixed method with close-ended questionnaire, open-ended questionnaire, interviews, and also focus group discussion. The paper will come out in June. We are now finalizing our draft. So that's, I think, all the time I have. I'll just say that it's good that we're able to work together despite the differences that we have in our different fields. We can work together. Even if you're in natural sciences, I'm in social sciences, and another person is in the humanities. But we have to have a common agenda. What do we want to work on? And we bring in all our different perspectives, and there's nothing wrong with that. We learn from one another. We can integrate different ways by which to do research. One co-author is an expert in quantitative research. One author is expert in focus group discussion. One author is expert in interviews, and I'm expert in qualitative research. So very good combination of people, very different areas of expertise, and we formed a team of experts from different. We had to submit this officially for review at the university level. We have the Vice President for Academic Affairs. We have the Institutional Review Board, and then we have to subject this to ethics and consent. And then we had one panel from the research office, and then we have another panel of external experts, and then we were able to have this approved and did a pilot test. So these are all the steps we had to do, and then we presented the paper in research. Thank you very much. That's all the time I have.